Well, we're going from ducks to turtles as we take a look at another crossover figure. Last week we took a look at a TMNT Universal Monsters mashup from NECA. This week we're looking at a TMNT Masters of the Universe mashup. Now this is from the Turtles of Greyskull line. We brought news to you of that when it was first announced by Mattel and a nice crossover with Playmates. So I took a look at a lot of these, and I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed. It wasn't matching up what I imagined this line could have been. Here's an example of what I mean here. I found these at the store the other day. It's just like Leo dressed like He-Man, maybe a little beefier, Donatello holding a shield from Men-at-Arms, and then just a different color He-Man. It wasn't really what I thought the line could be until I found the deluxe figures. Now this is more in line with what I thought the line could be in its full potential. It's really mixing up and redesigning drastically a character to blend them in almost seamlessly with another character from the TMNT line. So more than just giving somebody a shield or a turtle shell shield or a slightly different color scheme, this is a drastic alteration of the character. So Trapjaw, if you're not familiar with him, is essentially a part mechanical, part bioorganic character. He had a little claw, and he had this jaw. And they perfectly blended him with a Mouser, because if you think of Mouser is just essentially a mouth that moves, and that was a perfect blend with Trapjaw here. You can even see the color scheme matches the Mouser, but the Mouser becomes part of the figure. He's completely different than the standard Trapjaw, and I really love that. The design is just amazing. And you'll see on the packaging here, it's big difference from the standard version, which is just more of a card back. This one is a box. It has additional parts in it because it's a build-a-figure line. So you get to build this. He's called MOTU, and he basically looks like Metalhead, but the MOTU version of Metalhead. So this is a 4-part build-a-figure series. This is the first one. This is out now. This just came out a couple weeks ago. The second one's kind of a slash mix-up figure. I'm not sure what the other two are in the line yet, but these are, it appears to be Target exclusives in the line, so you can only get these deluxe figures, as far as I can tell, at Target. But in my opinion, well worth it, vice the standard line figures, which aren't really doing much for me. I just think it's cool to see this complete blend. And like, you get a full Mouser in here. It's not just a part of a Mouser. You get a full Mouser, and then you get to take it apart to make it part of Trapjaw. But why don't we go in and check that out instead of me telling you about it? Well, we get our mouse jaw right here, and this opens from the side panel. Basically, there's a piece of tape, and then you can see instructions here, and I accidentally tore this box, on how to form mouse jaw with the Mouser part. I'm taking him apart here, so this is kind of nice. So they give you those little instructions. So we take our character out. It looks like there's a little comic or something in here in the back as well. Let's first take a look at the character. So you can see him in the packaging here. Now these are the extra parts here for Metal Bato. These are not for Trapjaw. I remember seeing parts like this in the original, with the original Trapjaw, which is really cool because they come with him, and yes, you could probably use them with Trapjaw, but they are also designed for Metal Bato, as you can see here. They outline the parts in the back of the box again, the arm, and these little attachments for the figure. So while I take Trapjaw, Mousejaw out of the packaging, why don't you take a look at this quick 360, just so you can see some of that great design that still has that throwback look to the character, but at the same time he's redesigned for this new line. These nice brighter colors, I think, really play well in contrast to that white of the Mouser. So it's fun. It's a little different, and I kind of like that about it. And again, he kind of looks more like the cartoon version, which I like that too. And look at this, you could move the jaw. That was the first thing I wanted to check, was does the jaw move? And yes, it does. That's really cool. You have a movable jaw there. He's got that distinctive Mouser look on the arm here. And this, of course, will fit all of his attachments. So you could put this little flame piece in here. You could probably put the other little pieces in here as well. Let me grab one of these just to check it. Yep. These are all kind of fastened in with the various little things there. So yeah, you could put the axe on there, and then the hook hand and the gun hand. All these attachments should just slide on like this. So, and I believe this was the parts that came with the vintage figure, which I haven't looked at in a while. He's in a box back in my parents' basement. So I imagine all these accessories fit very well on there. But we'll look at the articulation really quick on this guy. He has this turning arm here, which also bends, and then this elbow, full range here. A lot more articulation than the original vintage style figures. He's got the wrist, and that turns 2 different directions here as well, and a lot of movement on this arm, and the head is on a ball. He could turn the waist. I don't think it's that U-ring waist that they used to have, or O-ring waist that they used to have there. He's got this belt, little accessory belt there, and then he has the hips can pivot. He's got the articulation, almost like a ball in the hip there, the bendable knee, and then the ankle as well. So he has a ton of articulation on this figure. It's a very modern style figure. I think that's fun for it too. And then we're going to check out this Mauser. So this Mauser here, as you can see, he's a full Mauser. There is no shortcuts here. They didn't just throw in an accessory here. So you have this fun little Mauser with an opening and shutting jaw as well. So if you wanted to use this as a figure, you got limited range on that head there. It can turn side to side. You have the moving legs, but they have an additional articulation on the ankle. I don't think that was, they didn't have to because it's already cool, but they did. So it's fun. You just get an additional point of articulation there in the ankle. And then you have your Mauser. But what you want to do is, as per the instructions, you want to take them apart here and make them part of Mauser jaw to fully get the look. These easily just twist and pop out. They go on his hip here, become part of him here like this. So then you slide those 2 in there, and these are just extra little appendages, I guess he has. And then the Mauser part just goes right on his arm. There's a little tail part here you just stick in, and then this opens, and then you have your Mauser jaw. They can both open their jaws there, so extra fun. But that is really cool that they worked that into the design element. You can see he's a little tough to balance with this massive Mauser arm because it kind of protrudes out of there. Yeah, as per the instructions I showed you there, that is just sort of how you set them up. So pretty cool to have this little functionality and fun aesthetic here where they're getting a complete turtle element, making it part of the character. So he's kind of his own identity at that point. The only other element here is the arm for Metal Bato. If we get all 4 of these, which I'm gunning for, I want to do it, I'll show you guys Metal Bato at the end. It's going to be a while. I think this month or early next month, we'll see the next one. I have no idea when the other 2 are coming. It could be a while. So tune back. But let's check out what's in this little bag here, because I didn't see this in the packaging initially. It's taped on, of course, and that's our enemy there, the piece of tape. There appear to be instructions in here for assembling your Metal Bato. Nope, these are instructions for assembling Trapjaw. So I think it's just pointing out removable parts. So you could remove, I guess, the arm, I don't know. Yeah, you can take the arm off. So I guess you could like switch it around with other characters and really make them up, assemble them. I think it's more of a warning. Oh no, they swap, remove and swap parts. So you could take this thing apart and swap them with somebody else. The bottom of the legs come off, it says here. Yeah, right here at the ankle. I missed that articulation point. I mean, it's not an articulation point. It's supposed to be where you separate. Oh, I'm not going to get it. It's supposed to be where you separate the part here, or maybe this is where you separate the part. No, maybe with a little more pressure that'll come off. The arm came off a little bit easier. So it's saying both arms come off, the entire head comes off, the legs at, I guess this lower part of the leg is supposed to come off, and then you could swap them out with the other characters in the line and really make your own Frankenstein's monster here of parts. But I think he looks pretty cool like this. He's fun. He's got that turtle element to it. He's got his own little element going on. He's got the jaw, of course, that moves there. And then he's got this cardboard card that is just the same size as the bag, so very difficult to take out. And it just talks about his powers here. Endless array of weapons, powerful razor-sharp jaw, cybernetic strength, turtle hunting technology, attacking unstoppable numbers, shell-crushing jaws. That's for the Mauser. So then you combine the 2, and then that's what you get. An unstoppable turtle hunting machine. So pretty cool. I mean, there's a little backstory on here. It talks about how He's the first of Krang's ooze experiments. The cybernetic walking weapon of destruction fused with Baxter Stockman's Mauser technology, making him a mindless minion in Skeletor's mutant army. So a little fun story there for the character, and he's got all these little fun dynamics to him. So pretty cool. And he's, I think he retails for around $24.99, I believe. So a little bit more than the others, but only, I think, about like $5. And definitely worth it compared to those other ones. I mean, this one is a lot cooler, a lot more going on with them. I don't know if all of them are swappable, but the fact that this guy has swappable parts, I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. So that is your look at Mouse Jaw. So this was a little different, kind of fun. I do like these deluxe versions a lot more than the standard. They're just cooler. They have more going on. They look more like I imagined they would be, which is fusing things a lot more. The other ones, like I said, was just kind of a bummer. Like Donatello had like a shield basically, and Leonardo just kind of looked like He-Man and wore He-Man clothes. That is not what they should have been doing. I mean, they should have been really fusing them. Like you saw how NECA does the Universal Monsters mashup, and like those are almost completely warped beyond the standard figure that it's like its own thing, basically. And that's what I want to see in this line, and that's what this guy is. I mean, he's completely beyond the standard version of Trapjaw. So this is really cool. He's his own thing at this point. Plus, you have the Mauser as its own character on the side. We'll see what they do with the rest of this deluxe line. I'm looking forward to it, but I want to see more drastic alterations like this, and they could have done like an Orko crossover with Michelangelo or something and made him a completely different looking figure. But I didn't see that so far. So we'll see. The line's young. We don't know, what the potential has in the future. We'll see how it does. But you get the figure here. You get parts for a Build-A-Figure, which is cool. Whenever you get a Build-A-Figure, it's like you're going to get a bonus figure at the end of this. You get this little card. This is a fun kind of throwback to the old packaging where we used to cut out cards like this. You get the instructions telling you how to separate them here. More instructions on how to make him into his Mauser form. Build instructions for Metal Bato. So a lot for just $5 more than the regular line. I believe these were only $25. But again, Target exclusive. You can't get this everywhere as far as I could tell. It's just a Target exclusive, maybe to get wide release in the future. So you have to track it down in your local Target. Haven't seen it on the website. Again, Target has been bad of keeping these things in stock because everyone buys it immediately. And it never gets on the shelf because everyone buys it immediately, and then it ends up on eBay. So you got to kind of check and move. He's been pretty good. I've been to like 3 or 4 Targets, and they've managed to keep at least one of him in stock for a while. So I think the demand is being met on him, and may vary. In Virginia, at least, that's the case. But, who knows? I know you guys have struggled with the Bebop and Rocksteady mutating ones, and I don't blame you. Those things sold out after they went in stock. I still have yet to see them on shelves. Some people have reported they have seen them on shelves. So you just got to kind of vigorously check your local Target. They often get them in store before they appear online. I'm not sure how that works, but like the warehouse direct ships before the shipping warehouse gets them. It just happens that way sometimes. So you might even see it a month ahead of schedule at a local store. So just hope you're lucky and see if it shows up. But that's your look at this guy now. Great addition to the line. Fun crossover. I love seeing crossovers, particularly ones that make sense. This one makes sense to me. So very cool. We're going to have another crossover for you. I don't want to spoil it. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. I'll just say it's in the Transformers line. There's always a lot of great Transformer crossovers. So tune back in to see what that is. Although I'm sure you probably have an idea because it's going to be more of a recent release. Not super recent, but very recent. So come check that out. Got more for you in this month. Tune back. We're going to be catching up on things we didn't get to. We're going to have some Indiana Jones for you next week. Finally getting to that wave 3, the Last Crusade wave, and which will probably be the last wave of Indiana Jones Adventure Series figures. So tune back for that. I have other surprises for you from the world of Super 7. I got some more Diamond Select. I have some Funko. We're going to be taking a look at a whole bunch of things. And then next month is Ghostbusters month. I'm going to try to do Ghostbusters twice a week the whole month if I can fill it up with enough content. If not, I might splash in a couple of surprises of non-Ghostbusters stuff. But I want to focus on Ghostbusters. The movie drops next month. Very excited for that. There's been new product this year, so I'll be sharing some of that with you, as well as some product we didn't get to from a couple years ago. in the Real Ghostbusters line that was a Walmart exclusive. So we'll be showing you a bunch of Ghostbusters products, recent releases, including some new prop material, that all officially licensed prop stuff that has come out recently as well. So we'll be checking that out and giving you a nice array of some stuff to celebrate the release of the latest film. So that is all for this time. As always, like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys next time.